Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. More and more often these days, an interesting story is being presented to men and women in homes and offices all over America. When you have a Labatt, you have an adventure.
PG Sports. Enjoy the ride.
Welcome to PG Sports News. News that is very weird, unscripted, but surprisingly informative. And in today's headlines, the old man performs miracles. The cook steps out the kitchen. The master teaches the student. The crybaby gets the candy. And the old man couldn't finish. And finally, the gladiators are drawn. Please stay tuned for the rest of our bulletin. And the hats off to a fantastic week of sport.
We're sending you back to the...
Oh wait, script. So anyway, let's have a look at what happened in the world of cricket. So, as we were following the England-India game very closely, England won. I read that completely wrong. I thought the Indians were going to run through the English and it was going to be a riot and they were just going to win like within 2 days. But they fought back thanks to the gnome. As we said before, he took a fifer on the second day and then on the fourth day took a forfeit. So that gave him 9 wickets for the match, which is absolutely brilliant. Hats off to you, man. His final figures were 9 for 134. Kohli finished on 58 and Rahane 51. So that's about the only resistance they could come up with. It's pretty pitiful. I always find like in the last few batsmen just don't care. They just go for it, and there's no more test match cricket anymore. Invention of IPL and one days. No one wants to like block out 3 days with a broken hand. It just doesn't exist anymore. So that wasn't fun. But at least cricket, like test cricket, have results. Whereas once upon a time, a win was very rare and the draw was regular. Now at least you get a win that's regular and a draw that's not. In other cricketing news, the cook has stepped out the kitchen. Alistair Cook has retired before they fired him. It must be the worst job in the world to be a top 5 English batsman, especially considering most of them aren't really like top-end batsmen. So yes, unfortunately, as an opening batsman myself, I'm going to miss him. I think he did wonderful things for English cricket. Being captain, he has done a lot. He did a lot in his time as captain. But the pressure takes its toll, I guess. Being an English cricketer must be... I guess being an English or an Indian cricketer must be very, very taxing and very demanding, as the weight of the country is basically on your shoulders, and they are very insanely passionate about their cricket. Alas, that is what you get when you sign up and you get paid a lot to do that. So he finished with an average of 44, I think, and these were his career stats. Now there's a meme going around about KP being way better than him, but like I've said before, where did KP bat? Did he open? No. I think being an opening batsman and having an average over 40 is absolutely fantastic. So if you can finish your career with an average close to 50, my word, that is something. That is really, really something. And in other cricketing news, Afghanistan beat Ireland to clinch the series. Go Afghans! They've also got an amazing spinner who's my boy. So good for him and good for the Afghans. Seems like Ireland's no longer the best of the rest. Come on, Ireland, pick your game up. Oh, going back to the cricket, it means that England claimed the series 3-1. So that series is done with one game left. And as they say, that'll be a dead rubber. And yeah, no more pressure on either side, I guess. So maybe they'll let loose and go wild. We'll see. Yeah, which means that that's another bad series for Kohli in England. Is he ever going to have a good series in England? I don't think so. Maybe not in my lifetime. Maybe he will. Let's keep positive. Now, moving on to... And in tennis news, last week saw Roger Federer, the old man of tennis, pull off the most unbelievable shot you will ever see in your life. How was that shot? That's insane! Insane how he has no right getting there. And Stravos's first shot was insane as well, but gee whiz. That is a crazy shot. Well done. And who says age has anything to do with sport? I mean, look at the man. Look where he is. Look what he's doing. Okay, he's not winning titles. He got knocked out by the 55th seed in his next game. But, I mean, if you can do that at that age, then gee whiz, man. That, I've got to take my hat off for you, Roger Federer. You are an inspiration to the world of sport. So as I said, he lost the next game to John Moorman, 55 seed. And yeah, well, people are saying he needs to play more tennis or retire. If he decided to retire, that wouldn't be the worst thing. He's done so much for tennis. He's done everything you could ever imagine or dream of as a tennis player. He's the best tennis player of all time, without doubt. Without doubt, there's no doubt. He is the best tennis player of all time. And yeah, if he retired, it would be really, really sad to see him go, but it would be great. I mean, he wouldn't leave the court with anything left. He's given it all. And in other tennis news, right this moment, Rafael Nadal has won his quarterfinal in a 5-set thriller. That man, also coming back from such an injury, to being at the top of the tables again is absolutely phenomenal, and mad props to that man. And he's a lefty. Go lefties! Djokovic is also through to his quarterfinal. He should be playing soon. Yeah, and woman-wise, Serena Williams is battling, but she's fighting back, and she's doing fantastic, and wearing an amazing tutu. Don't you just love a tutu? So yeah, women's tennis would be nothing without her. She's also an inspiration after nearly dying. What a woman. What a woman, Serena Williams. And she could probably bench press me. Okay, moving on to motorsports. Buongiorno, in your Formula 1 news for today. Okay, enough of that. Maybe we keep the shades on. What do you think? We'll keep the shades on. So this weekend's Italian Grand Prix was fun, actually. I really enjoyed that, considering I don't really like Ferrari. So it was a good thing for me, and I celebrated when Metal...
Stop. Let's pause to enjoy that beautiful moment once again.
Horrible flat spots on the front tyres of Kenny Riding. They're side by side. Look at Hamilton alongside Vettel. Oh, so close. He'll struggle to get round there.
They touch Martin Hamilton, and Vettel's been spun round.
Through there, but Hamilton hung it around the outside. Round the outside. Round the outside. Still went around. And has lost some bodywork for good measure. Normally there, you'd expect the car on the outside.
That was silly. Where did he want to go?
And that was the end of his Grand Prix, basically. There was no chance of him coming back from that spin. At the end of the day, I was really hoping that Kimi could take his first win in 100 odd races. but he just couldn't finish. I thought that was pretty funny. So our man Hamilton, the crybaby, got the candy, as they say. He pulled off an amazing win. Let's be fair, okay, Kimi had the race in the bag, but his tires were just shot. For someone who's knows how to run, look after those tires so well, he pushed a little bit too hard, but then again he was pushed hard, so he had to push hard, so it was like if he didn't, he would have been passed. Maybe if he didn't, he could have at the end had a bit of a push and then won, but it still would have been a tight fight. Yeah, so the top three ended up being Hamilton, Kimi, and Bottas. So that makes 2 Mercedes and 1 Ferrari, which means Mercedes are topping Constructors' Championship and Individual Championship. So go Mercedes. And another Formula 1 news, Stoffel van Dorn from McLaren has been given the boot for next year's Formula 1 season, and they've got a new British super team, and I call him a super team because literally his name is Landau Norris. So they've taken one hero and another hero and made a super child. So basically he's going to win Formula 1 every year for the rest of his life. I mean, his name is Lando Norris. Now that is a kick-ass name. Okay guys, moving on to extra time. It's football news. And finally, in footy news.
Oh, you beauty! What a headshot! What a head!
I think this is called for. Guys, I know you're gonna need them. Oh my word. This is probably the worst. Oh my word. Oh god. Well, that's gross. This is probably the worst start to an FPL season I've ever had. Oh my god, it was the worst. I played my bench boost and it didn't help. I literally got screwed. I made 63 points and 28 points minus, so you do the math. But on the positive, with all that minus and with all that nonsense, I'm still on par with Gaz. So we actually have exactly the same points. So it wasn't too bad. Although it seemed like the world was against me. AKA Saha being miraculously injured before the game and Walcott also getting injured. And it just seemed like, come on man, give me a break. But yeah, let's have a look. So the highest points to date in the world is 373. I know how, but I don't know how. And for match day 4, the highest points was 104. I mean, you have to be a soothsayer. You really must be a soothsayer to actually get those kind of points. Anyway, here's a quiz. How many assists has Jimmy Milner notched up in his career in the British Premier League? I'll reveal at the end of the segment. And another quiz. Who are the 2 top scorers that are playing today in the Premier League? That are still playing today? Who have the most goals? Who are they? Can you guess? If you follow the Premier League, you should know. I mean, you should know. The master beat the student. What was I referring to? Celtic Rangers, the most exciting game in the Scottish Premier League. It is the Scottish Premier League, right? Yeah, it is. So if you're not aware, Steven Gerrard took the helm of Rangers, and he's unbeaten. Well, was unbeaten until his former manager, Brendan Rodgers, came up against him with Celtic, and they lost. It seems he's got a little bit more to go to get Rangers on the level that they used to be. But it's good for them. I mean, they've been really, really struggling. And since there's only really 2 teams in the Scottish Premier League. It's, you at least got to have some competition for Celtic. Speaking of other European leagues, let's have a look. So in Spain, I'll give you two guesses who's on top of the league there. Barcelona, basically my second side. Second, Real Madrid without Ronaldo. Seems Bale and Benzema aren't doing such a bad job without him. And third, who's third here? Celta Vigo. That's interesting. I guess it is really, really early in the season, but I haven't seen Celta Vigo get anywhere near the top for quite a while. So good for Celta Vigo. In Italy, we've got Juve on top, as always. I mean, come on, really. Juve on top, then you have, I don't know what that says. I'll share the league table here. And then third is Fiorentina. I think I can't even read my own handwriting. I think it says Sassuolo. Portugal. I can't really find out who's winning in Portugal, but I guess it's either Porto or Benfica, who normally always win. And in Germany, well, there's only one team in Germany, and that's Bayern Munich. That's why to these leagues, Champions League is so important, because without Champions League, they'd never be tested. There's generally in these leagues only three teams, max 4, but generally only 3 teams that actually put up a fight. So that's why Champions League is the be all and end all for them. And that's why the Premier League is the best league in the world, because there's so much competition. And as a Liverpool fan, I would rather Liverpool win the league than the Champions League. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's me. Speaking of Champions League, the last week Champions League draw took place. Let's go through the groups. Group A sees Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, Club Brugge and Monaco. So we're looking at Atletico winning that one. Group B, Barcelona, Inter Milan, PSV and Tottenham. That looks like a pretty tough game. Tottenham got to pick up their game. Seriously, they have to pick up their game. After the results at Watford, they really have to get their act together. Group C, my boys, Red Star Belgrade, Liverpool, Napoli and PSG. I don't know. As I said, I haven't really been pleased with our attacking capabilities so far this season. So if we don't pick it up, it's going to be a really, really tough group to get through. I don't care about Champions League. We want the league. That's the way it works. Okay, so Group D, Galatasaray, Lokomotiv Moscow, Porto and Schalke. Porto, Schalke, probably going through. Yep. Group E, AK, Ajax, Bayern, Benfica. There's a surprise. Who's going to go through there? Bayern. Who's going to come second? Now that's the question. Group F, Hoffenheim, Man City, Lyon and Shakhtar Donetsk. Looking at the quality there, Man City should just get tested by Shakhtar, but go through. Yeah. Group G, CSKA, Moscow, Real Madrid, Roma and Pilsen. You're looking at a Real Roma, probably. Here's an interesting group. Juventus, the final group, Juventus, Man United, Valencia and Young Boys. That is going to be an interesting one. Ronaldo plays his old boys. How, it's like a story. But I think it's going to be a tough one. That's probably the group of death for me, because with the way United play, nope, I don't think they're going to be coming in. Yes, so let's give you the answers to the question I gave. So how many assists has Jimmy Milner accrued in his career? 80. 8-0. Go Jimmy. He brought up his 80th this weekend. So well done, Jimmy. I don't know how you're still in the Premier League, but good on you. That's good, like a hard worker. You always need a hard worker in your team, and he's our hard worker. And who else? Oh yeah, the top scorers. So if you didn't know, if you couldn't remember, Aguero is second. And who's first? Can you guess? Okay, well, I'm not going to tell you. You've just got to let me know in the comment section, okay? So you let me know, and I'll tell you if it's right. No cheating, eh? Just guess. Okay, rounding up today's show. Top goal scorer so far, Sadio Mane. Top assists, Alabas. Jorginho has the most passes with 417, and Fabianski with 21. With 21 saves, should I say. There we go. And that is our news. That is the Hindsight News. All you need to know is Liverpool's still on top. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and that would be very much appreciated. And to many more crazy days. See you on the flip side, peeps.
You can do it! You can do it! You can do it!